We've got Micah Kaapana, Michigan running back, joining us today. Micah, thanks for stopping by Michigan Wolverines Live and Go Blue.
Of course. Appreciate y'all for having me, man. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, Micah. And before we jump in, definitely our links are all over the place. But remind people where they can find you. If they want to follow you.
My on every social media is my name, Micah Kaapana. Instagram, Twitter, anything. Just hit me up.
Awesome. All right.
Is that you, John, or Micah?
That's me. Sorry.
Oh, that's you, bro. All right.
It's
perfect timing, dude. Fair enough. All right. So, Micah, we wanted to get you familiar with the Michigan community. This is like pretty much your first introduction to not only our community but the greater, overall Michigan football community. And one of my first questions for you is, tell us about your background, your journey, and how'd you become interested in football, and when did you know you wanted to play college football in your journey?
Really just background information about me for anyone who doesn't really know me. I grew up in Hawaii. I moved to Vegas around when I was 14. I have a big family. I come from a family of 11. I'm the youngest, by the way, too. So last one in school and everything. So it's pretty interesting. But it was kind of interesting growing up because my family was a little split on like what we were doing. My half of my brothers and sisters and everything, they did rodeo side of things, and I was kind of. I mean, all my brothers started off playing football too, but I was kind of the only one that drifted in that direction. So it was pretty interesting on that part. I kind of got into football when I was like pretty much my whole life. I was always around it. Grew up just loving the sport. My dad played football when he was in school, so it was just interesting. I just loved playing the sport, loved scoring, like the fan interactions. Around when I was like second grade, I kind of had that feeling where I knew it was like something that I wanted to do. Like it was just more than just playing, just because. And that was from a young age too. So it was just a good upbringing to the sport, and I'm glad that I got involved in the way that I did, and it's been going good since.
Definitely.
Awesome. So you're seeing some love from our chat here. We've seen Sound the Alarms. It's Micah. We've seen You're Watching the Next Great Michigan Running Backs. You're getting some love from the community here for sure.
Some big phrases.
So, more on your background and stuff. Obviously, whether it's football or otherwise, every athlete has influences. Who were some of yours? Who were some of the people that inspired you as you were kind of growing up in your journey?
Really just my whole family, my parents, my siblings. Me being the youngest, I always had people to just look up to. My parents just always teaching me right from wrong, never to give up, just all the many life lessons that they taught me, it's just inspiring in itself. They pushed me to be my hardest or my best, just to do my hardest in everything that I do. My siblings, they're all older than me. They all been through trials and tribulations that I can't even, that I wouldn't even be able to go through. But they're my inspirations. I look up to them. They just push me to become the best that I can be, and I just know that they always got my back. They're supporting me. Football side of things, I'd say some of my favorite inspirations growing up was like Ray Lewis. That was my biggest one because I'm a big Ravens fan too.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I just loved his story growing up. Like just hearing how he was growing up and how it impacted his football life and everything. It was just a great story. I also looked up to people like Marcus Mariota, DeAnthony Thomas, Manti Te'o. I say Manti Te'o and Marcus Mariota because they came from the place I came from. So, they have that same edge to them. They have that same, just everything about that is just good. I say DeAnthony Thomas. I just loved watching his highlight tape growing up. He was just an insane playmaker and great guy. So those are some inspirations I look up to. I look forward. Yeah.
Is there a running back? I'm going a little off script here, but you kind of inspired me. Is there a running back you watch that inspires you that you try to take from their game, or is like
Easy Reggie Bush?
hell?
I used
All
to
right,
watch his highlights all the time growing up. I used to just hit the SC. Yeah, that was the only time I used to just love SC. Just watching Reggie Bush. That's it. Everything else is
absolutely,
yeah.
for sure. All right. So during your recruiting process, right? So what made you choose Michigan? What stood out to you? Could you share, like, for all of us who aren't familiar? I mean, you got to live, kind of the dream, man. You got to literally be courted by a bunch of schools, and you're a highly touted prospect. Did you enjoy the process, or were you the type of kid who didn't really wanted to get it over with and wasn't too into it?
Well, of course, I enjoyed the process because
Okay.
I knew it didn't happen to everyone. I was blessed and
Right.
fortunate to have the opportunity to, go to all these different schools and stuff. But I was just taking it all in. I was just enjoying it. But since I got the offer back in May, it's been going good. Sorry, wait, there's some noise going around in the background.
Oh, you're good.
But yeah, I've just been enjoying the journey. Of course, I wasn't one of the person that would just brush it aside or anything. I did want to get it over with because I did want to focus on my senior year of high school. So that's when I did commit before my senior year, so I could get that out the way and just focus on football. But other than that, yeah, I took it all in. I was just like a sponge to all that information, just being able to just yeah, take it all in.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
why Michigan though? What made Michigan stand out for you?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, you're
Michigan.
good.
It's like why not Michigan,
Yeah.
But
That's what I said.
I've
but
heard that one from commits too. Yeah.
nah, but everything since I took a couple trips before I came up here or before I actually made the decision to commit to this school. But everything that about the trips, like just meeting every person, every coach, every teacher, every staff member, whoever it may be, like they just all had that um just good vibe to them. Like they're all just more than like they talk to each other more than just co-workers, like they treat each other like it's family. It's more like a respect thing. So that's something that I've seen in a whole bunch of people here. That's something that I still feel and see and love. So um it was just something that made it way easier knowing that I can have that same family feeling and be able to just feel like I'm at home, even though I'm not physically at
Right.
home, but right.
Right.
It was just a great feeling that I got from all the players and coaches and all that. So, um, it's a great public school. It's a great academic school. So it's something that just instantly just caught my attention, and I'm glad I made the decision.
Well, we're glad you made the decision, and I'm with you. Like having a degree from Michigan is awesome, and I
Right.
could say that I went class of 2014. So definitely some interesting years in terms of football there. We had our ups and downs,
Yeah, that was a
right?
great class too.
The experience there is really something, and I know everybody has a different answer to this. I'm curious, and we'll get back to the script in a second. Um, but in terms of like, do you have like a memory of your Michigan recruiting that really stands out, or like somewhere that they took you, or something that they showed you, like this is what could happen?
Well, this ain't really the best memory, but this is a memory that I will never forget. um, when I was coming here to take my official visit, I actually got stuck at the airport, and I had like a 12-hour layover. I was at the airport literally the all day. It was just a crazy experience. It was something I would never forget. But a good memory, a good experience that I have gone through at this place. Really just on the OV because I had a couple kids here who were actually still come to this school. Um, but really just yeah, to make those relationships that I met on the OV. Being able to go out and just roam the streets, just have fun, just being able to be here with the boys. So that was the greatest memory I had.
Yeah, you're definitely getting. I think it looks like you brought some fan club along here because we've had some new viewers today. We appreciate everybody who's stopping by to support Micah. This is awesome. But so on the recruiting topic again, we've seen you on social. It's obviously public that you've been seen with some recruits like Utu and Meadows and some others, and so how's that going? Like, not just some people, they would go to prom, they would go and they would go through the regular process, but you're going above and beyond, and you're really helping recruit people to the university. So how's that going? Like, what are your thoughts on like how that's going for you?
Yeah, it's very interesting because I'm still new to this place too as well. So it's kind of interesting coming from the west side and coming from a small island, stuff like that. Being able to just make it to this place and having not that many people from the west side or anything like that, just be able to come to the school and get this opportunity, and being able to have teammates that have that same opportunity like Utu and Meadows, and um, me being able to just feed them information of just good knowledge or just anything that I know about this place, because this is a great place to be in. I tell them that all the time, so they better know that. They better keep that in mind as well. But it's very interesting because I don't know. I have two ways of thinking of it, or not two ways, but different ways of thinking of it. Just being able to recruit them and having my boys here to play with me, or just having like football player, like having a real teammate that'll be here for me. So it's an interesting process though. I do tell them, I speak my mind to them about anything that they might be going through on this process, because I went through it as well. So I keep them uplifting about Michigan. Michigan better be high on their board, and I tell them that. But it's an interesting process. I'm glad to be able to be a part of it and be able to get my teammates, my boys who I know, to come here.
So are you like hitting them up all the time, or do you like kind of give it like room to breathe? Like you text them every morning, like go blue?
I give them room to breathe, because I do know it gets stressful around that time, making a decision like that, and I don't want to be too much to where they're just like brushing me off. So I do give them their space, but it's always go blue. Every time I see them, come on, man, you know what it is. Yeah, it's go blue.
Oh yeah. All right, man. So transitioning to, you're now on campus, you're now with the team. Have you had a chance to lift with the team, practice, and what's that like? And then can you tell us a little bit about Tony Alford?
Yeah, I have. I got here last Sunday, and then we started kicking things off like really the next day. We started rolling into it, got lifts going, baseline studies and stuff, like so they could get numbers on us. But it's been going pretty good. The lifts, the energy, the intensity that they bring is just insane. And I love being around that environment to where like everyone has the same goal. Like they're all wanting to get better each and every day. So it's something that I look forward to. Being around Tony, Coach Alfred, I don't know why I called him Tony, but being around Coach, man, he's just a character. He's funny all in himself. I didn't really know him much because I did get recruited by Coach Hart, but after Coach Hart left and Coach Alfred came in, like he's just been a great guy. Everything that he's been saying, he knows what he's talking about football wise. He's been in the game for a long time. He coached people like Zeke and J.K. Dobbins, and so he's been around those people. He's produced people to get to where they need to go. So I feel comfortable under his wing, and I feel good things coming.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, can you let the viewers kind of know about Justin Tress? You were kind of telling us before the show a little bit about him. Like, what can you tell us about him? Like, what type of energy is he bringing, and how's the transition going?
Tress, man, like I was telling you guys earlier, he's just like a little firecracker. Like he's just everything's just bottled up, and he's just ready to explode. And I can see that he's very passionate about what he does. Like every coaching point that he makes, like he's just very on it, like detail oriented. And I feel like he replaced the role of Coach Herbert pretty good as he stepped in those shoes. Like it was big shoes to fill. A lot of people like Coach Herbert, and I never really got to know him personally, like or been under his coaching, but I knew he was a great guy, and I feel like Coach Jeff stepped up that role pretty good.
Nice. Well, on the topic of kind of getting acclimated to Michigan and everything else, that kind of takes us to a little bit back, but a little bit to the present. So about a year ago, fun fact, I was on with the owner of our entire network, Mark Rogers, voice of college football. And I said to his face, and he does like the a little bit of the Buckeye lean there. And I said to his face, this guy Micah, he's going to be something. He's going to be maybe the next Blake, or definitely underrated. I think in the recruiting rankings, and you could see it right here from the bursts of speed that you have. The cuts that you make, and some of this film. And so with all that said, could you just let the audience of our channel just know, like, what can they expect from Micah Kaapana? Like, what are some of the things they could look for?
Aside from football, I would say something that the fans or people can expect from me, just a hard worker, someone who's just going to keep their head down and just grind. I'm not a quitter. I never actually believed in quitting. Something that I don't, yeah. And I don't like to lose either on that topic. But I feel like on football side of things, I never really played running back growing up. I played receiver, so being able to have that different category of skills, like I feel like it can help me find a way into this Michigan offense, find a way onto the field. So something to look forward to in me is just really just a hard worker. You're gonna get the best out of me each and every time and each and every rep. So
definitely did. So, I mean, what are your goals at the University of Michigan? Like, what are your short-term goals? Obviously, your freshman year right now, and then, what's your long-term goals that you're willing to share? I mean, I'm sure maybe you have like a personal goal that you might keep to yourself, visualize it, right? But, what is something that you are willing to share to the audience in terms of short and long-term goals for yourself here at Michigan?
Right. As my first year here, I really just want to be able to get acclimated to everything, get everything under control, get a routine going. So that's something that I want to get organized with. Long-term goals, my long-term goal always been to make it to the big leagues beyond college. And I feel like Michigan is a good pathway along that to help guide me along that way. Another long-term I want to get out of Michigan, really just always wanted to be the greatest. Always wanted to be great. I never wanted to settle or be satisfied with being okay or being average. So, I want to be that person that's just be able to break records and just be known. So, I feel like Michigan is the right place where I could do that. It's a good offensively and defensively as well. Just a great team in general, but a great run offense, and I feel like it's just a great place to be.
Definitely.
That's fantastic. If you don't mind, Micah, we do have a question from one of our members. And I think this is a good one to kind of paint the overall picture here before we let you go, which is wondering what your take is. And thank you, Roy, by the way. Wondering what your take is on the overall culture of Michigan football under Coach Moore and the other football leaders in the locker room.
Really, Coach Moore, he did a good job of stepping in Coach Harbaugh's shoes as well. Like some of the boys around campus and school just call him Big Papa. So that's just having that name just should really mean something. Just knowing that everyone's close to each other, knowing that the boys are close to him, they talk to him like he's a family member. But I feel like he's just done a great job leading us. And some of the practices that I came to out in spring, like I've seen his leadership, his mentorship. It's really something that I value and I feel like I can learn from. And he definitely stepped up that role pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, we do have some we do have some people saying some really good things here. We got Mike Fort. Thank you for coming back. One of our moderators saying possible first round draft pick. So this is great because I'll be honest. Like when I saw the 3-star thing, I was like, this is complete BS. Because
Right.
if you actually watch the film on this guy,
Yep.
he looks like Blake Corum at his best. He looks like some of the best running backs Michigan's had. So I think you know what? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. Like, I mean, I was watching when Blake Corum came from St. Francis, another highly prestigious high school program, and I too saw Blake Corum in your highlight tape. But I mean, obviously, you're your own man, dude. So like, we know that. Like, you're going to create your own path. And but like, can you actually like let us know when you see the rankings and you know what type of player you are? Like, what does it do? Like, what do you think about the rankings in terms of like, is that giving you motivation? Does it piss you off? Like, what are the rankings to a player like you who's so underrated and not appreciated by some of these services?
It definitely got to me at first because I felt like just not even being ranked at first, like it was just disrespectful. But after I did get my ranking in, I just feel like nothing changed. Like it stayed there since. I felt it was just definitely just a drive. It was a motivator to push me, to push myself, to just to better myself, to show people that really like the rankings mean nothing. You could be a 5-star and just go out to college and no one knows your name, or you could be a no-star and get to college and everyone knows your name. So it's really just the mindset that you take with these things. But I really tried to stay away from it, but it really was a driving factor. Definitely going into my seasons. So
Right.
yeah, it's a big drive.
That's cool to know. Yeah, I've always wondered because like some kids are just like I don't understand what these evaluators are looking at. Like some of them are like, oh well, they don't come to camps. It's like, I don't know, man. And then also they do the evaluation.
That was a big thing for me too, because I didn't really go to the camps too. So I feel like that's where I strayed off from things too. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's bros. Yeah. But while we wait for him to come back, but yeah, I think like I said, and people can roll the tape back till I think it was like April, May, June, somewhere around there from last year, and we watched the whole huddle tape on our show. Like so when it was announced that you were committing, like we literally we watched the whole thing, and I pointed out the areas in which I thought that this guy could literally be really special for us. So I'm glad to hear you're using it as a kind of a chip on your shoulder, but also like to motivate you to get up and lift and all of those things every day.
Mm-hmm. That was the biggest thing. Yeah.
Love it. Well, just know that here on out, like you're a friend of the program. We really appreciate you. I know how busy you've been. I know you were just at prom, graduation, all this stuff. Now you're going through program. You're actually helping recruit. So the fact that you took some time for our show, it does mean a lot. And you're welcome back anytime. And we really appreciate it. But I do just want to ask you, do you have any final thoughts for us, or where people, just remind people if they didn't watch the beginning of the show and they're just stopping by, where they can find you as well?
You guys can find me at Micah on all socials. But really, you guys should check out the Michigan Wolverine Live. They're out here doing great things, doing great podcasts, great live shows. They're really just doing their thing, help them blow up, and looking forward to see their outcome. I thank you guys for reaching out to me and having this opportunity to just build my name a little bit. So thank you so much.
Oh yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, dude. Honestly, we appreciate it. To have a player that like, I think you're kind of a fan. I mean, you're not kind of, you're a fan favorite. And like, cause we got a lot of like recruiting like people who just follow it. And, Jordan Marshall, another running back coming in, like and as you know, like we're very run focused at Michigan. So like, we're extremely excited for our running backs, our offensive linemen. So, man, I mean, I just want to like wish you good luck on the season, dude. Keep grinding, stay focused, fuck the haters, bro, and just put in that work, dude. And and again, thanks for coming on, Micah. We couldn't have asked for a better interview, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys' time.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Micah. And I got to end with this. Go blue.
Okay, go blue,
sir.
bro.
Go blue.
Yeah.
Thanks, Micah.
Yes,
have a
sir.
good one.
You too, man.
All right. So that was incredible. And Jackson is right. Let's get Micah to 3,000 followers on X and Instagram and closer to 10 during the season. Let's really blow these up. I saw a couple people saying they already followed him.
Let's support our boy, dude. For real, let's support our boy, dude. Let's give him all the support our community can give him, and obviously we'll keep pushing any of his socials, as long as he tells us, or he wants us to push it. But I mean, what a great interview, John. I mean, this is what I mean, and you could tell like this. He's obviously a Michigan caliber player, great character, focused, driven, hell of an athlete. I'm extremely excited. Obviously it's his freshman year. He's gonna have to get acclimated. Not only academically, but on the field. And, he was telling us, we didn't really talk about it, but before the show, he was telling us he's getting up real early in the morning to hit 6 a.m. lifts. So, he's really taking on a lot right now, and just wish the kid nothing but the best.
Absolutely. We'll be following every step of the way, all day, every day here at Michigan Football, the voice of college football.